I'm going live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first official live stream on the channel. Ladies and
What's
gents,
going on, guys?
welcome. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to
How do you
get.
see if anyone's on here?
What's that?
How do you see if someone's on?
Oh, you'll see, buddy. Right now, we've gotten 0 viewers.
All right, that's how we know. All right.
Okay, so let me.
All right, guys, it's time to burst into Rekia.
All right, let me pop out chat. There we go.
Oh my God, look what this guy just said. He went on Discord and he sent it to everyone.
Good. We need viewers. We need viewership over here. Boys and girls, getting excited. We're underway here.
We're underway right here, everyone.
All right. We have got 0 viewers right now. All right. Please don't watch it in the background.
I'm not. I'm putting it on mute.
I'm doing the exact same thing you are, my friend.
Hey, here's Marcus.
22, come on.
Hoops 22. Welcome to the stream. Hoops 22.
You can't sit in here.
Welcome.
Why?
Welcome to the stream, Hoops 22. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes.
Hey, buddy.
Let me send a tweet out saying we're live. Put that link in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the tweet has officially been made. We are gonna wait a couple more minutes.
All right. 2 minutes in, we got nobody going here, bud.
This isn't going too well.
And here he is, the man of the hour. What's going on, Meme Master?
Is he in?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Meme Master 223 to the 233.
Eagles
Welcome.
suck. Browns are going to kick their ass on Sunday.
Getting a call from Numamata. Give me a sec.
So, if you have any questions, man, just shoot them to us. Shoot them right to us. And we'll answer them all. Any sport you got. All right. And Dan the Man's on the phone with Lou Mamata. So, what's the question, man? When will the NBA draft happen? It was last night. So we're gonna get into that. Some of the picks from the draft. Yeah. That's why I made the video on the Raptors draft selections.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And I think we're going to be underway. It's okay, Meme Master. You missed the whole thing, but guess what? That's why we're here for you today to recap the NBA draft. All right, ladies and gentlemen, although we only have 1 viewer in the house.
22 doesn't know how to type.
It's okay. I think we're ready to roll here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. If you're joining us right now, glad to have you here. And hopefully we do some more streams in the future. Me and LA Sports here. So let's get underway, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get underway here. Let's get underway. Okay. So
where's PH Machado?
Okay,
No,
Machado
wait,
is.
Man, wait, man, wait.
What do you mean wait? What do you mean wait? Who are we waiting for?
PH Machado.
Machado's not joining right now. He'll come.
All right, then.
Okay, I guess we're starting. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, The first thing we are going to talk about here is the biggest steals of the 2020 NBA draft. Now, me and Lucas over here had some difficult times coming up with the biggest steals of the draft, and this is the best order we think we could have come up with. Now, at our first position, at the first spot, we have the small forward who played.
Screen, man.
We've got the small forward who played for, I'm pretty sure, an Israeli team, and his name is Deni Avdija, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Fantastic three-point shooter from Israel. He played for Tel Aviv.
Now, Deni was drafted at the number 9 pick by the Washington Wizards.
That's a big-time steal. A lot of mock drafts thought he would go top 5, so he fell to 9, and the Wizards took advantage. So he'll go play with Bradley Beal, John Wall.
And let's talk about how he can affect their roster now, because he does play the small forward position. Right now at their small forward position, I'm pretty sure they've got Rui Hachimura right there. So he's another rookie that's obviously got potential as well. So choosing another small forward, I think maybe isn't the best idea.
Saddiq Bey isn't balls, buddy.
Although, let me tell you something. Deni is a very tall small forward. Let me just tell you his height right here. 6'7" at the small forward. That's a pretty decent size for a small forward right there. So he maybe could run the power forward position. Who right now they have Davis Bertans, who definitely can come off the bench for them. So I think that's a very good pickup for the Wizards at number 9.
Yep, I agree.
Number 2, we got Tyrese Halliburton. I'm gonna let Lucas talk about him because he's a pretty good fan of him from the draft.
Yeah, so Tyrese is a fantastic young player. He obviously went number 12 to the Sacramento Kings. He came from the Iowa State Cyclones, and he's 6'5". He's a 6'5" point guard.
It's a tall point guard.
Yeah,
we like that.
Point guard. Lucas is LA Sports, man. The initials, so that's my channel name. So yeah, man.
Talking about Tyrese and how he's gonna affect the Sacramento Kings, we can obviously look at.
He's one of the younger players in the draft.
He's 20 years old, which is pretty good.
A lot of the guys that came out of the draft were 21, 22, like Obi Toppin. So he's going to have a good impact, I think, immediately with the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Bogdan Bogdanovic, it was a false trade to the Milwaukee Bucks, so he may stay there. There might be another sign-in trade. We aren't sure, but I mean, he could potentially start at the 1 for Sacramento, and they could put Fox at the 2 or vice versa. So there's a lot of things Sacramento can do.
But also, you gotta take into consideration that Buddy Hield is also on the team.
Yeah.
You've got De'Aaron Fox. Most likely the Kings are gonna expand their depth off the bench and put Tyrese Halliburton on the bench, coming off the bench for De'Aaron Fox, which I like that. Obviously, you love to see these high drafted rookies usually take the starting position. So it's always tough to see like a rookie coming off the bench. You know, you want them to change the game and.
Hey, but look at Fred VanVleet, undrafted, started he was really a reserve.
Yeah, but he started after a couple of years. So maybe Tyrese will get there. I don't know about passing De'Aaron Fox, but if that's an option, that's an option. The last biggest steal of the draft is Saddiq Bey. He was the 19th pick. Power forward, played for the Detroit Pistons. Now, Saddiq, he's a decent sized power forward at this position. He's 6'6", so he might be a little undersized, to be honest. But he had he played amazing he played for Villanova. He was an amazing power forward. We've got his stats on the next page, but looking at how he can affect the Detroit Pistons right now, you've got Blake Griffin at the power forward position. Now he just came off an injury, so we're going to see how that works out. But most likely they're going to take him off the bench.
Bruno.
Hey Bruno, welcome. They're probably going to take him
back, but we're okay without him. He sucked in the playoffs too, so
yeah. Okay, get out of here. Okay, next, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look at the stats quickly. First, we've got Denny. Now, for his Israeli team, he did average around 9 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, shot the ball pretty well from 50% from the field.
He only had 9 points per game because he didn't take a lot of shots. If he would have shot the ball, if he would have taken 10, 15 shots a game, he would easily be averaging at least 20 points a game. So
now his 3-point percentage could obviously he can obviously work on that.
Yeah, he can improve for sure, and his free throw percentage.
But the fact that he's a small forward and he could at least shoot the ball exceptionally well is very good for him. Now he did attempt three threes a game and made around 1, which is pretty good for him. He did attempt 6.8 field goals a game, which is pretty low considering he didn't get the ball. He didn't get as many touches maybe, but in the NBA, I definitely think he could break out and have a breakout season one year. So that's good about him. Now, one thing that he needs to work on is the free throw percentage. That's very, very low for him. But once he gets that up, we'll be good. Next, Tyrese Halliburton, Iowa State. Played exceptionally well at the point guard position.
I'll take Halliburton.
Yep.
He's a very good player. And the fact that he dropped to 12th was really surprising to me. He's a very versatile player. He's a tall point guard, 6'5". He can really do a lot of things. He rebounds the ball very well for a point guard. He's a versatile player. He's only going to grow. So he's going to get a lot better. Hopefully Sacramento is the right place for him and he can start to develop there. But take a look at his numbers. 15 points per game is pretty damn good. 6.5 assists per game with 6 rebounds a game.
And there's that height kicking in, as we mentioned before, with the almost 6 rebounds a game. That's very well for your point guard. I'm gonna pick a comment right here. Are you ready for a good pick by the Raps? Stay tuned because I did mention the Raptors picks down below. We got the 29th and the 59th pick in
we'll talk about the
2020 draft. That's coming up. Bruno.
Bruno, right. Go subscribe to LA Sports. He made a video this morning.
That's you, not him.
Me, yeah. Well,
yes. Okay. Also, Tyrese Halliburton, very efficient from the field. He got 41%, 50% field goal, and 82. Very, very good numbers there. If he gets that free throw up, he'll probably be a 50, 40, 90 player, and you'd love to see that. Next, Sadiq Bey out of Villanova, power forward, 6'6". We mentioned him. We're going to take a look at his stats. 16 points per game for a power forward. Amazing, amazing stats there. You can obviously get those rebound numbers up. 4.7 is not too bad, but we can obviously get that up. Assist numbers are looking okay for a power forward, but the best thing about this guy, let me tell you, the best thing, he can stretch the floor. Look at that, 45% from 3, one of the best in the whole entire draft, just exceptionally well. Next, we've got his field goal percentage, which is 47. Obviously, for a forward, you would want a higher percentage because you're down low most of the time. But because he can stretch the floor, you can ease up on that. Next, to 76% from free throw, that'll be fine. You can work with that. That's probably an average free throw shooter, and I like that from him. Very good pickup by the Pistons. Yeah. All right. Next, we're going to talk about the biggest reaches / busts of the 2020 NBA draft. Now, starting with the number 1 pick, or the number 1 option that we put here, with the 4th pick, the Chicago Bulls decided to take Patrick Williams. Now, like me, a lot of you maybe thought, who the hell is Patrick Williams? But
at 4.
Yeah, especially at 4. On the mock drafts, he was looking at around maybe the 20 range. That's what I've seen, or maybe even later. I guess the Bulls management saw something in him, and hopefully
a relatable, very, very relatable player, taken 21st overall by the San Antonio Spurs. Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell, or you went 11th rather. They're very, very similar players. I think Vassell's better than Williams. So obviously a 7-pick difference, and when you go 4th, it's obviously a massive difference compared to going 11th. So I thought Chicago made a bad decision, but who knows? It could pay off.
You always wanna like make sure these guys get better, throughout the years.
Patrick Williams is Ben DiNucci, yeah. He's if not, he's worse.
Next, we've got Isaac Okoro. Now, he was set to go out to around 10 to 15, 20 range, that kind of area. He's a shooting guard. Cleveland Cavaliers drafted him. Now, I was really surprised with this because Isaac, he's a shooting guard, obviously, but I feel like the Cavs keep drafting these guards. First, they got Sexton, then they got Garland. Now, this year, they're taking Okoro. It's just too many guards now. So, for the Cavs, I would have rather taken a small forward because right now their starting small forward is Cedi Osman. I would love to see Garland and Sexton be one of a very good backcourt, and then they got the front court of Kevin Love and Andre Drummond. So taking a small forward would have been very nice in this situation. You
do start to think that if Chicago didn't take Patrick Williams, you think maybe he falls to Cleveland?
I don't think so. Next, we've got now. I'm not very good at pronouncing. Lucas, you can go ahead.
Aleksej Pokusevski. He's a 7-foot forward.
7-foot forward, power forward.
I have some feeling that Steven Adams is going to get traded very soon from OKC. Sam Presti has been staying ridiculously active, making fantastic trades. So I have a feeling that.
And now that they just got Al Horford,
yeah, they're getting a ton of draft picks. So I think the range of getting Steven Adams, it's more than a first-round pick for me. I think maybe even a first and a second, maybe even 2 firsts with the deals that Sam Presti has been able to pull off, like the Danny Green trade. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where the Sixers were going with that trade.
Yeah, and also, you got to keep in mind that Danilo Gallinari was their power forward this year, or small forward maybe, but he could play both positions. He was very good for them. I love the guy, but I don't think the OKC Thunder are going to bring him back this year. He might go to a team like the Heat, or you never know, but I like him as a player. So now we're going to take a look at the Patrick Williams stats here out of Florida State. Averaged around 10 points per game. Let's round up, 1 assist and 4 rebounds, man. For a small forward, he was very good defensively. Let me just because it's not written on paper, obviously, but I did watch a little bit of his stats. He was very decent defensively. So maybe that's what the Bulls were going for. They definitely did need the small forward position because right now I'm pretty sure they have Otto Porter there, and Bruno. Look at this. Bruno's got potential. Hopefully, I think he's talking about Patrick Williams. Maybe he sees something in Patrick Williams. Shot the ball pretty well from the field. 3-point, very good for a small. Actually, not very good, but decent for a small forward. Free throw, exceptionally well. Next, we're going to take a look at Isaac Okoro. Averaged around 13 points per game, 2 assists for a shooting guard. Not bad. 4 rebounds a game. 50, very well from field goal. And the one thing I was surprised about, Isaac being a shooting guard, surprises me that he shot 28%. For a shooting guard, I don't think that's exceptionally well. And 67% from the free throw. So
yeah, he's certainly got to shoot the ball better. He certainly's got to shoot the ball better.
If you're a shooting guard, you definitely got to. That's your main role. That's your main priority. Get the shot.
Even free throw percentage needs to go up significantly.
Let me tell you, Bruno, we got a good guy who can do some dunks coming up. You just wait.
Oh yeah.
So that's Isaac right there. You got anything else to say about him?
The one thing I think caught Cleveland's eyes is his size. For a 2-guard, 6'6" is a pretty good size. Especially now in today's game, size has been such a big factor. So maybe that's where Cleveland was going with this, but
after doing actually a little bit of research right now, I think I found out that Isaac actually does play the small forward position. He's listed at small forward / shooting guard. So,
All right. So
for a small forward, he definitely can play both positions, but still 28%. Not really.
Maybe even those assist numbers can go up a bit if he's playing at the small forward position. If he's taking less
and
shots.
Definitely those rebounds too as well.
Yeah.
Next, this guy, we're gonna call him Alex.
Alexei Pokusevski. This guy, he's a reach, but at the same time, I can see where Oklahoma's going with this. He's 7 feet, and for a power forward that's 7 feet is fantastic. He averaged almost a double in Serbia. His 3-point, he's a shooting big. He could shoot threes. His percentage isn't that good, but 32% for a 7-footer is it's workable.
Very workable. Very workable. Now, one thing we need to do. One thing the Thunder, who drafted him, the Thunder. One thing the Thunder need to do is try and add a little bit of weight on this guy. He does weigh 207.
He reminds me of Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah,
he's very skinny.
Very much.
Hopefully, the Thunder can develop his shot. He has a decent shot coming out of the draft for a 7-footer. And his free throw percentage is one that caught my eyes, almost 80%. So maybe the Thunder really see something. He's 7-footer for power forward. So there are upside to him. Let's get to Dan the Man's favorite.
Next, I'm going to talk about my favorites here in the 2020 draft. Onyeka Okongwu, it caught my eye right away. Onyeka, he's plays the power forward position out of USC. 6'9" for a power forward, very good size there. He's 19 years old, so again, one of the youngest in the draft. Got drafted number 6 by the Atlanta Hawks. Now, in terms of the team he got drafted by, Atlanta already has a power forward in John Collins, and they have their center in Clint Capella. Their small forward right now is between Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter. So they've got a lot of young players, that team. They could definitely build Onyeka Okongwu to become a very good player. And his stats were amazing throughout university. Really enjoyed seeing him play, and my comparison to him, like a lot of people have already said this, but the second I saw him play, I instantly thought Bam Adebayo. Grabs those rebounds, cleans up on the glass, and puts them back in for the point. It's just exceptional. Next, I've got James Wiseman, who was the second pick, the Golden State Warriors. It's what Golden State needs. They need a dominant center who can help Steph and Clay, and prayers up to Clay, who recently today actually tore his Achilles for the second time on his right knee this time. Extremely
last injury was a torn ACL actually.
Extremely devastating for the Golden State Warriors. I would have loved to see him play this year. It's what a lot of people were excited for this year. But anyways, Wiseman, very good player, can rebound the ball, he averaged very well numbers this year, grabbed the boards. He was exceptionally well for Memphis. He did leave Memphis at one point, I'm pretty sure. He's 19, very young, 7 foot 1 inches, very tall, 247 pounds, played exceptionally well there. Next, I got Obi Toppin. He's one of my favorites as well. I love the way he plays. Oh man, his dunks are just incredible. This guy can jam it home. Let me tell you that. 22 years old, so he is on the older end. He played for Dayton. He was their power forward. Now coming in for the Knicks, I do think this was a good pickup by them. He could definitely. He's going to come off the bench for them because they do have Julius Randle starting. He's 6'7". Shoots the ball exceptionally well, plays exceptionally well, and I'm very excited to see him on the court.
Yeah, Wiseman is 6'1". He's massive. Massive.
Yeah.
Huge.
Anthony Edwards, number 1. What more can I say? I'm very excited to see him play. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure he will start for them. If D'Angelo Russell is going to start at the point guard, I will love to see him start. And I'm very excited to watch these young players develop and grow into the superstars that they can become.
All right, so now my favorites. Halliburton, he's definitely my favorite. He caught my attention right away. From Iowa State, he's fantastic. His stats were they catch your eye right away, and his size, I think, for a two guard at 6'5". So I certainly. What's going on?
Is that you?
Yeah, I'm not sure what just happened. All right. Yeah, he's certainly a big two guard. So, I think he's gonna have an immediate impact for this team. And hopefully De'Aaron Fox can help him. He can sort of turn him into a very good player. His stats coming out of college are pretty good. He shot the ball well. If he can get the free throw percentage up to 90%, he could be a 50-50-90, which is you don't see anymore. He's a career 45% 3-point shooter, so obviously that's a big upside. And of course he's a shooting guard, so I certainly think this is a big time steal. And Sacramento's getting a really good player here in Halliburton. The next player on my list is Onyeka Okongwu. Dan Adam first. So I think he went lower, so he's not as big a steal, although I thought for sure he was going to go top 5. Atlanta's going to be contenders. They have some pretty good pieces, young pieces, John Collins, Trae Young, Onyeka Okongwu. So I think they're going to be contenders in the Eastern Conference. I think they can for sure finish in the top 10 to be able to play in the play-in tournament. So
they'll be contenders in the next couple of years for sure.
Yeah. So his stats for a big is fantastic. He was very close to averaging a double-double. And his field goal percentage is 62%. So that's, those are some great percentages for him, and he's only gonna grow. Hopefully, him and John Collins can really really be something special. They're a duo in Atlanta and be something special for the Hawks. So I got him at number 2. He went 6th. My next player is Udoka Azubuike. He dropped all the way down to 27th to the Utah Jazz. He's a 7-foot center. He weighs 270 pounds. This guy could easily be an offensive lineman in the NFL. He's massive. And the thing that caught my attention was his field goal percentage was over 75%. Those are unreal numbers. He averaged a double-double a game, 14 and 11. So he's obviously fantastic. And Utah has Rudy Gobert at the 5, so that could be a question.
And they just released Tony Bradley, so hopefully he's their backup center.
Yeah,
definitely make an impact off the bench.
He can. I could even see him starting at the 4 for them. Who knows? Snyder's a very good coach there in Utah, so he can move around the pieces and try and get him a role that creates more for the young guy, and he can certainly learn a lot on this Jazz team. So it's something to look forward to, and I'm really excited to see him. He dropped all the way to 27, so he's the third best deal in the draft, in my opinion. My honorable mention was Vernon Carey. He dropped all the way to 32nd to the Charlotte Hornets, they had a fantastic draft. They drafted LaMelo Ball 3rd, and then him at 32. So he's obviously a fantastic player. So he caught my honorable mention. So these are my favorites.
Sorry about that. Valentina says hi. Hi, Valentina. Okay, so you mentioned Vernon Carey?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So we're on to the next slide. So now this is when we talk about the Raptors
The
pick.
Raptors, yep.
Raptors selected Malachi Flynn with the 29th pick out of San Diego State, point guard. Now Malachi did play exceptionally well at San Diego. He had a couple good games for them. He is pretty sure, he was the Mountain West Player of the Year and Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. So he's got that defense in him, amazing defense. Now his stats.
The Raptors are a very defensive team. So to have a good defensive
defensive team.
Yep. I think it is what the Raptors are trying to get at, and they have a. We're still, all right, me master. I think we sort of, when we lost Kawhi, a lot of people thought we were going to be terrible, but we sort of are starting to create ourselves something. OG's turning out to be a really good player. Hopefully Siakam can get over that playoff hump. So yeah, there's obviously lots to look forward to here.
Now his averages in the 2019-2020 season, he averaged 17.6 points a game, 5.1 assists, 4.5 rebounds, while shooting 44% from the field. This is amazing. He fits Nurse's system as well. He's a great fit for Toronto off the bench, coming off for Lowry or maybe hopefully Fred VanVleet. He's got a lot of potential in him. Definitely a lot of potential. And I like him. I like him a lot. He could do it on the offensive end, and he's got it all on the defensive end. Shoots the three ball well, and I like the pick by Toronto. I really do. I really think he could do something for us this year. So hopefully that works out for us. Next, we're going to talk about our
Jalen Harris,
our second round pick, 59th pick in the draft.
I really like this pick for Toronto. So we obviously drafted two guards in the draft. His numbers are better than Malachi Flynn's. He's coming out of Nevada. He's a 6'5" two guard. So he's taller. Which the Raptors are. They have a weird scheme, sort of. It's either very tall or very small. So he would obviously go in that tall scheme, but I think he can really. This could be a hint. Sort of, both these picks could be hints that maybe Fred VanVleet is going to leave. I hope I'm wrong, but they're sort of getting some depth at the 1 and 2 guard position. In as a chance that Fred does leave. So I like the pick. His numbers were very good. He averaged over 20 points per game, and
his averages were 21.7.
He averaged over a steal a game. So he obviously brings a defensive aspect to the game, and he's a very versatile player. So lots to look forward to in Jalen Harris.
He also shot decently well from the three, 36%. Can obviously work on that. The previous year he did shoot 44%, so he took a little bit of a drop off, but hopefully he could get that back up. He attempted around 6 threes a game, which is always what you like shooters. You like them. 82% from the free throw. Averaged around 4 assists. He is 6'5", so was he a point guard?
He's a shooting guard.
Shooting guard. Okay, so 6'5" for a shooting guard, not that bad. Obviously, you want to work on that 3-point. Field goal, 44%. That's all right. He did play every game and start every game and averaged around 33 minutes a game. So those are very, very good numbers. Very good numbers for Jalen Harris, and I'm excited to see him play for the Raptors. Now, obviously, we did talk about this before. Klay Thompson, very, very, very sad to see. Just wanted to make sure that everybody knew. Although we did talk about it before.
Tough injury, playing pickup ball in LA.
Tough injury. So sad to see it.
He's going to miss 2 years in a row. Tough for him. It's the same injury Durant suffered in Game 5 of the Finals. Hopefully his recovery time is quicker than Durant. But now he's got a history of injuries, so maybe that questions his, like, when he comes back, will he be the same?
Hopefully he is, because I love Klay Thompson. Very good player. Lastly, before we wrap up the live, we're going to talk about
Jeremy, what are you
trades.
asking in terms of who's the better team or what?
The Miami Heat or the Lakers?
Are you
Right.
asking who the better team is or who had the better draft or?
If we're talking about who the better team is,
It's
obviously
definitely the
Lakers.
Lakers, and they proved it in the finals.
Yeah. So let's talk about trades in off season. So, LA Sports and I are planning on maybe hosting another live similar to this. If you guys liked it, we might do another one probably sometime during next week to talk about the off season signings and who went where and maybe other trades. But so far from the trades we've seen, I'm telling you right now, there's been a lot of finesses. Let me tell you
a lot
that.
of questionable trades. In particular, the 76ers and the Bucks. I am not sure what is happening.
76ers and the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks.
Oh yeah, okay.
The Drew Holiday trade. So it's pretty. I'm not sure where some teams are going. In what direction they're going. Obviously, we'll start off with the Bucks. I mean, trading 3 first-round picks for Drew Holiday.
3 first-round picks, man. That's
I think if teams knew that's what they were willing to trade, they could have got a much better piece. And
I'm pretty sure the Celtics had to offer 2 first-round picks in Gordon Hayward. Now you're giving up a lot of your bench in 2 main rotational guards in George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. So
yeah, and they were starters at points in the season. So definitely a questionable move by Milwaukee, and they almost made another questionable move in the Bogdanovich trade, which lucky for them it didn't go through because if you ask me, Dante DiVincenzo is a massive piece to their future. And if Giannis does stay, I mean, he'll be a fantastic piece. Although I don't think Giannis is staying, I still think they're going to get bounced in the second round. They're just still not a good team. And with the trades they made, they just cleared out their future and their bench. So the depth they have on this team is nothing. So once you get out of your starting 5, you have nothing. So yeah, I mean, it's a questionable trade for sure.
Very questionable trade there. What are some other trades that went down? Obviously, the Al Horford trade, giving up a first and a second, and Al Horford. Now, as I thought about it last night, the reason maybe why they gave up they had to give up a first is probably because of Al Horford's salary. I mean, he's getting paid.
It's not like they're taking anything better. And Danny Green is still $10 million, $11 million contract, so it's not making much sense.
Al Horford's making around $27 million. And Danny Green's making around $15 million. So obviously, I don't like the trade for.
If you're trying to make a salary dump, in my opinion, for Philly, why would you take in another contract? It
is half, but you're also losing so much. Like you're losing so much. I wouldn't do the trade even if it was Al Horford for Danny Green. I would still not do that.
Yeah.
But you adding picks, I would have done it maybe if the Thunder added a first and a second. But I don't know. That's just. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a questionable trade. I'm not sure what direction Philly's headed into, but it's certainly something to look out for. Maybe if they were trending into the rebuild phase, I don't think they would have made this trade because they're trading away a couple of valuable draft picks.
Yeah, and also we got the Chris Paul trade as well, and who they traded. Yeah, who they traded Chris Paul, who played very well for the Thunder.
I think the Suns win this trade if it was straight up. But if you look at what OKC did with the assets they got for this trade, how they flipped them over again to the Timberwolves, they traded Rubio.
They did get 2 firsts for that, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it.
And Rubio he is a veteran point guard, which maybe.
If nothing happens after the Chris Paul trade, if it's just this trade, I think the Suns win. But I guess Sam Presti and the OKC Thunder had something in mind after.
For sure.
Which is why I think now I do think that the Thunder win the trade. But, I mean, it fits both teams' needs, obviously. The Suns want to be a better team. And
Suns needed a point guard. They've always been looking for a point guard.
This trade certainly makes them a better team.
Especially the way they played in the bubble was outstanding. 8-0. That was truly incredible. And now you're adding a veteran point guard who can who can
Help
change
with
the
Devin
way the way they play, lead Devin Booker, and obviously because he is a
Definitely.
veteran, guide the whole team because they do have a young team in
For
DeAndre
sure.
Ayton, Devin Booker,
DeAndre Ayton, Booker,
Cam Johnson. They've got a really young team and a very good team, and they've got
Bright
lots of
future for them,
potential.
for sure.
I would love to see them in the playoffs next year. I do think they can not only can they
Get there for
make a
sure.
playoff spot, but maybe they can
Make
even
some noise.
compete with some of the other teams very much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Josh
for sure.
Richardson also traded.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Philly, another questionable move for them.
They did get back. I don't even know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this trade. You got a guy like Josh Richardson who can definitely shoot the three ball and defend, but you also got a guy who's Seth Curry, who I'm pretty sure last year set a record for the highest 3-point percentage.
Yeah, and if it's
extremely well,
in my opinion, if it's just a straight up trade, it's even. But the fact that Philly put in the 36th overall pick in last night's draft makes no sense.
Definitely.
Because they're the team player, makes no sense.
I think that wraps up everything. If we want to do a quick Q&A for a couple minutes, I got a couple minutes. If you guys have any questions, we can answer some of them if you guys want. Overall, I'm excited to see all the teams play.
It'll be an exciting next few days with the free agency coming up.
Yeah, for sure. Christmas is when they started out.
Well, 94, December 22nd.
Yeah, before that. I'm excited to see that.
Yep, for sure. Giants or the Bengals? I think the Giants. We're trending. We're totally trending in the right direction. We're trending in the right direction. I think we're getting better every week. We have a great coach in Joe Judge, and I think we really have a shot to win the NFC East. Who's the better team, the Lakers or the Miami Heat?
The Lakers, no question about it.
Yeah, well, Miami's obviously they're only going to get better. They have some fantastic players in Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler. That's a good big three. But in a couple years, Miami will be better. Yeah, I hope so. Me, Master. I hope so.
Definitely, I think they will. I mean, it's the weakest division. I'm not even a football fan, and bruh, come on.
I hope so.
Weak division.
If some other teams that are playing Philly can help us out, and we can hold our own and win some of these games, I think we have a legitimate chance to win the NFC East and host a playoff game.
All right, guys. I think that wraps everything up.
Anything else? Do you think Daniel Jones runs as good as Lamar Jackson? No, I don't. But I do think if he continues to develop and run the ball year in and year out, if he can continue to develop his run game,
I don't think he ever will.
I think Jason Garrett can turn him into one of the top 5 runners in running quarterbacks and mobile quarterbacks in the league, but I don't think he's as good as Lamar Jackson, and I don't think he will be. But Lamar Jackson isn't looking good this year. But yeah, see ya, man. Thanks for joining the stream. See you soon.
All right, guys. I think that wraps it up. Glad that everyone enjoyed the stream. Definitely thinking on doing this next week.
Maybe we can make this a weekly thing, but
hopefully we'll see.
For support. Continue to subscribe to both our channels. And
thank you for coming out, everyone. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Peace out.